Hi there, book lovers! My name is Cristina and welcome back to Cozy Novel Niche. Today I'm here with a small book haul. I promise I only have 4 books, and this is my Greek book haul, kinda. These are all of the books that I bought while I was on vacation in Greece. I went to Greece this August for 5 days in the middle of August, and we went to the island of Santorini. I've never been in Greece in general, but we decided for a small island as a starter, and then in the future we will for sure visit other places. And my main focus was to visit a bit of bookshops and to buy some books about Greece written maybe by Greek authors, and everything went south. First of all, on the island of Santorini there were very few, very few, like just 3 bookshops that I was able to reach at least. And one of the bookshops was absolutely amazing from the outside, and I was crushed when I discovered that it was closed. Maybe I will put a couple of pictures around here. It was so cute, but it doesn't have regular opening hours apparently, and I didn't know it, so I went there, it was closed. I was so bummed. But I ended up getting a couple of books here and there. Unfortunately, again, I was hoping for some Greek authors, and it was a struggle to find some Greek authors, or better, there were some Greek authors, but actually I was searching for something a little bit lighter, and the ones that I got were about repression and war and very hard moments in history, so I wasn't very up for those during vacation. So I ended up getting these 4 in different bookshops, and let me get right into the book haul because it already took too long. I'm so sorry, I talked too much. So let me get first of all to the one that I wanted for a very long time. I knew that I will buy this book sooner or later, but then I thought to myself, oh, what the F, I really need to get it here in Greece because there is no better place in the world where to buy it. So I got myself the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I read in the past Circe by this author. I liked it very much. The author writes in a very beautiful way. This book is very well known, very well beloved. It's about Achilles and Patroclus, and their adventures, their friendship, what this friendship becomes later on in the story, the Trojan War, and it is just completely immersed in Greek mythology. So this is a book that I really needed to get, so finally I have it, and sooner or later I will read it. It's not on my priority TBR, but sooner or later I will definitely read it. Next one is a book with a very similar vibe because it's a Greek retelling, again a Greek myth retelling, and it's Ariadne in this beautiful edition that I really like. It's paperback, so it didn't cost me an eye like the hardcovers. And this one is a retelling of the story of Ariadne, who was a princess on the island of Crete that was relatively close to where we were at the Santorini is quite near to Crete. And this is the story of her life, of her brother or half brother, the Minotaur, and then it's about her love story with this prince who arrives and she tries to save him. And Ariadne is a very well loved and well known myth, so I think that this retelling will be just lovely to read. So of course 2 Greek retellings from Greece, because why not? Unfortunately both of them are by authors who are not Greek, but what can I say? Then the next one is again by a non-Greek author, but at least it deals with Greece and with real life. And it's Travels with Epicurus by Daniel Klein. And this is a little tiny book. This is non-fiction, and what really got my attention was the description behind, and it's pretty much the collection of thoughts and I think dialogues that the author had with some of the most ancient people living on a Greek island, because apparently if you live on an island near to the sea and you live in the right way, then you can live pretty much forever. I'm just kidding, but for a very long time. And so he collected the wisdom that he got from the people that he met in this tiny book. So this would be perfect for non-fiction November, actually, to still reminiscence a bit of the summer and to read a good non-fiction. And this is a theme that I think is very important, to just acknowledge the wisdom of people who are older than us, and to try and see the world with their eyes, because sooner or later we will be in their place, and the more we learn sooner the better. And so yeah, that's the book, and the author himself is 75 years old, so that too adds to the value of this book. So he's not like some youngster talking with elderly people, they're like on the same level. So this is a small little book that I will probably read this autumn. And then the last one is very specific to Santorini. This one is actually by a Greek author who lives in Santorini. He's from Athens, but then he moved and lived in Santorini for years. He works there. He's not a writer, like it's not his profession. He has a very different profession, but this book was something that I just wanted to get with me, because if you don't know, Santorini is believed to be like the most probable place where Atlantis was located. So some think that from the description that we got of Atlantis, Santorini, the place where Santorini was before the explosion of the volcano, was actually the city of Atlantis, so it was there. And there is a museum in Santorini that's very, very nice to visit, very funny, interactive, that speaks about this possibility and describes to you how Atlantis was and what they imagined that happened there. And there was this book in the museum that I saw then around the island that's called Atlantis Never Lost, the Story of Santorini. And this book is pretty much, I don't know if it's historical or maybe I may consider it fantasy or what, I'm not sure, but in the back pretty much it says that you will be following two timelines, our day timelines, the timeline and the timeline and the timeline of the period when the volcano exploded, and we're talking about 3,000 years ago pretty much. And it is based on some of the things that were discovered actually on some archaeological sites on the island that are very beautiful to visit. If you happen to go there, visit it. It's absolutely amazing to see with your eyes what we were able to create 300 years ago, and then we later had to kind of relearn and build just some hundreds years ago, and then we were 3,000 years ago, and then we ended up waiting and then relearning them just some 100 years ago. So yeah, this is the last book that I got. I don't think that it will be like highly historical, but it will still be entertaining. And me myself, when I discovered this about the island of Santorini, you just cannot stop from trying to imagine how it was, the life back then, and what happened and what not. So this is very fascinating and interesting, so I got this one too. So these are the 4 books that I got from my trip. I don't know, I hoped for more, but at the same time I think that this is just the perfect amount, because too many books I would have just ended up, I don't know, putting them where, because my luggage space was definitely over with these 4 in it. So yeah, this was just the perfect amount of books to bring with me. I just wanted a little bit more, maybe from some local authors and not from some English authors, but it is what it is, and at the end of the day I'm happy like that. Maybe in a future trip to Greece I will find more bookshops with more different books. But for now, this is it, and thank you so much for watching. If you've read any books that are set in Greece or are written by Greek authors, let me know down below. And if you read any of these books, again, let me know what were your opinions and if you would suggest to read them sooner rather than later. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you very, very soon in my next video. Bye! Ciao!